Hello and welcome to my very first squad tutorial video. Been playing squad for a little bit and I've seen some other tutorial videos out there, and I was looking at the Reddit and someone said that there ought to be a few more tutorial videos, so I figured I'd take my hand at throwing up a new tutorial video for something that's not very easy. A lot of people still are having a hard time on getting their hands on tanks and learning the little subtleties about them, this, that, and the other. So I figured I'd slap up a video together and see if I can't help some people out. Keep in mind I don't normally do tutorial videos or any kind of commentary really, so this is kind of my first foray into it. If you enjoy this kind of thing and you want to see more, just let me know and maybe I'll make it a regular thing. But the reason why we're here right now is so that you don't end up like these fine gentlemen here. I'm going to drop a green shot at the wrong side of my tank barrel. Enemy gun! He doesn't see us yet. We're engaging Bradley now. Bradley down. Alright, that one! There you go.
Where is enemy fob?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna nail a tree in here. There's no way I can't. Oh, that was some fucking air. That's a tank.
Yeah, no, I hear him.
I just cut my engine. He's gonna roll right in front of us. Wait, put it in his side. Now. Ammoed. Goodbye. I think there's a second one. Hit him again. Oh, okay, hold on then.
320, turn 320. 2, 1 tank.
Behind the hill, I'm behind the hill.
He's not rotating his hull. Yeah, easy kill, easy kill.
He's on fire dead.
Yeah, BTR.
We were hit by...
Ihr Schweinehunde! Wir werden euch lebendig häuten! Hartmann! Mir mehr Schweine sind Schlag!
So, if you don't want to end up like those guys, then you might want to pay a little bit of attention. Now, for my format right now, for this tutorial video thing, as more or less to go over a clip as it's happening, a couple of other clips, and just kind of more or less commentate on them and my thoughts and what I'm trying to do and achieve at that point in time. And in the future, I'll probably make a lot more like technical and in-depth tank tutorial video. So yeah, that's probably where I'll be going in the future if there's a need for it. But right now, let's hop into this clip that's been in front of us for a little bit. So what's been going on, if you look at the map, is Squad 4 ran into a tank. We were sitting over here and we were looking for the tank. And now, since it's kind of obscured to us, there's a bit of a ridge there. My idea is that we're going to run up the west edge of the map, and we're going to see about trying to come in and around on it. And that's more or less where I am at this point. So you'll see that as we go up over here, that I saw Homestead had their hab, and you'll see here in a moment, right now, I see those guys on the roof. I have a stabilized gun up here. It's a little jank, but I could have fired at these guys. I didn't because I was around the western edge of the map. I was trying to be stealthy, and stealthy as a 70-ton Abrams could be. I mean, the idea is to come up behind the T-72, and if the T-72 knows too early that we're trying to flank up and around, it's either going to come after us, or it's going to have a chance to prepare itself. So that's why I held fire on those guys. And now we're coming up the road, and we're going to see if we can't hit them directly in the ass. A tank far to the east is good news. The fact that they're not right up on one another is great. Is that tank still there, Squad 4? Just sitting nice and still?
Just here on the left.
Alright, we're driving right up behind it.
Oh, it's just a fucking rock.
You do have Sabo? Because that tank is just sitting there all nice and pretty, apparently. If he turns front towards us, just literally ram the motherfucker. So quick little pause there. So you hear me say to my driver, the T-72 is there, and he's right up next to us, just ram him. There's a couple of reasons for that. Number one being that as the Abrams, you can be shot in the turret ring from your front real easily. And I want to kind of jostle the vehicle, and you're going to end up spinning around one another, and it's going to be hard for the gunner to track. I know that in my commander seat, I can slew my gunner if need be, and I can get him on target, and just to put panic and pressure on that enemy tank as well. I'm going to play this real quick, this clip that's upcoming, and then I'll commentate on it again after the clip is played. And we'll take a look at what I do. You keep going, keep going. Don't worry about the 30 mil.
T-72, right in front, right in front.
Oh, that was a bad idea. Oh, fuck him up. Keep running into him. Keep running into him. I slewed you.
75%.
Second tank marker is also accurate. It's east of Shevchenko.
Okay, so it is accurate. Good.
He killed us, so we know
50%.
He's trying to run behind us. Hit it in reverse and turn. I'm slewing you. I slewed you.
Front.
You got him. Get us out of here, RTD.
Nice. That's still at 40% health.
Yep, get us out of here. So with that T-72 dead, let's go back and review that clip. Let's look at what I did, what I didn't do, and my thought process while this is all occurring. Keep going. So I'm seeing that 30 mil. And I just want to injure it with my 50 cal, get it to fuck off. I'm not slewing my gunner to it. My gunner needs to focus on the south at that T-72 that would nose to our forward. And the 30 mils running. Alright, so we're being engaged. We're engaging the T-72. I'm done with the 30. I slew myself to my gunner's view. And now I see the T-72. My idea is to keep my eyes on the T-72 because I can slew myself faster and around than my gunner can. Plus my gunner has a very narrow field of view. I have a much wider field of view than him. So I need to keep my eyes open for that tank because we're going to be spinning around like we are right here. And I need to keep my gunner on target. Alright, here I slew my gunner. And just like that, the T-72 is down.
Nice. That's still at 40% health.
Yep, get us the fuck out of here. Yeah, we killed that T-72. We're getting the fuck out of here. We're pretty fucked up.
I'm beeping out to base.
Alright, so from here on out, the idea is to go back to main or to a fob with a repair station and get patched up. Abrams is pretty beat. I'm not really bad on ammo, but I gotta get the Abrams repaired up. Takes 20 minutes to respawn, and I really don't want my tank to respawn. I want to see if I can't just get patched up, kill the other T-72, and have 20 minutes worth of just running around. You'll hear I'm trying to mill back and forth with this other squad about getting up a repair station here.
Keep following you, Ed. The supplies on Homestead.
Focus on getting the tanks up. Those are
Tell
important.
that the engine's good. The engine's is full health.
Yeah, I fucked up the shit out of that BTR. I think I killed his mobility and all kinds of shit. What killed all of our... What? No, we've got to get the fuck out of here. Keep going. Actually, stop. We have enough supply here. Oh, fucking dead. That came from our left.
No, front, in the road,
And the road? Oh, yeah, he's right in front of us. Right there. I'm gonna dismount. We've had it.
Me too.
I'm trying to repair battlefield style. Just do what you can. No, the ammo rack. Bail.
Fuck.
That T-72 got us too.
Take kids out of the tank, you dipshit.
What do you mean?
That's the other tank. He didn't do anything.
He blew up.
Oh, we got him?
He blew up. We just got him.
Oh, fuck yeah. So, that last clip there, after I had killed the first T-72 and I was trying to RTB, was just an absolute clusterfuck. I thought that it was to the north, the T-72, hence why I look left in the beginning. And then he's in front of us, and I slew over the gunner, and we ended up getting it. According to my gunner, the reason that this T-72 here, pictured dead, is that he was at a little bit of a tilt, and he was able to get rounds in through the top of the, not the turret, but the hull where the driver's hatch was. It was just at a little bit of a down angle. He had a good shot, and he was aiming for that area. But typically when we can, we'll try to shoot into the top of the T-72 turret. That seems to be vulnerable there. So on to the next clip. Alright, for this next clip. Right, I think that's the one that we killed earlier. Keep back. I'm trying to back us up to the hill to give us like this kind of plateaued, hull down area. No, that's a tank and barrel there. I'm going to be scanning back and forth here in just a moment. Just looking for threats and targets. I know that their T-72s are going to respawn here pretty soon. They both died about the same time. And our Abrams respawn. So we're going to be heading, both teams are going to be heading to the middle with their armor and going for the fight. Alright, I see the T-72. I see its reflex incoming. I slew my gunner. I immediately hop into the driver's seat. My driver actually dismounted because in the 20-minute timer when our Abrams was destroyed, we came up here and we set a tow fob. So we got a little extra firepower with our driver slinging the tows. He's on the green sword. Engage him.
I see him. Tows on the way.
My green sword's a little inaccurate, but accurate enough to give azimuth, excuse me. He did no damage to us.
I hit it with the tow.
Hit him again.
On the side. Reloading.
And he hit us in the turret cheeks with the reflex ATGM. He didn't do any damage to us. So now I see him starting to want to run. I think I see him popping smoke and he is beginning to run.
I think I just missed him with the tow. He's smoking pretty
We'll beat the ever-living fuck out of one T-72. It's trying to run from us now. Just giving a contact report to the rest of the team. They've been hearing this tank battle, obviously. Just want to let them know what's going on. That we're on the winning side. Max, get in. I want to go chase him down. Picking up my other crewman.
Oh, 12 shots, holding fire.
He's running back for his main. I'm going to push around you to the west. Now, the same idea as before is to loop around on the far western side, try to not be spotted by the guys that are at the cap objective, and to just loop super hard and see if we can't catch them on the backside of that ridge where we last saw them. And something that people don't actually really seem to think about or realize is that even though the tanks are, you know, multi-tons, T-72 is like 50 tons, this is 70 tons, even though they're just crazy weight, if you get them on a good downhill where you don't have anything in your way, you can zip really quick and you can find yourself in a lot of places where the enemy doesn't quite expect you to be there as quick. I mean, they just saw me on the hill about a kilometer away at this point, and that was only a minute ago or so. And I'm already flanking up and around on the side. The T-72 that we shot was not going there. You? Oh, I do hear a T-72 off to the right, actually. I argued with one of my guys for a moment, then I was like, oh, yeah, I'm a dipshit, I hear it. We're just continuing down. I don't want to make the same mistake where I got too close last time. I ended up getting a piece chewed out of us. Besides, I thought I saw the T-72 running dead north. It's not until I'm coming up around here. There's the T-72, parked behind Homestead. And I see the T-72 out of the corner of my eye. It's parked up behind Homestead. You remember in the former clip, there's a vehicle repair station up there, and that's where we engaged the 30 mil, and that's where he's trying to go for, is that vehicle repair station. Fuck. It's like towards the 180 through the orange trees now.
I see him. I know that's the truck. No, it's the T-72.
And before you know it, he's gonna eat it big time. The thing to remember here is that it's situational, but there's a time to push, and there's a time to be conservative. If you've got the push on him, or you've got the advantage, you got the good path to flank, and you're not worried about being hit on the sides, you know, push that advantage. Get around on them, flank, be quick for a tank, and you'll be surprising a lot of people that way. Yeah, we just killed the T-72 north of Homestead. We looped up and around them. Alright, so in this clip, I'm just hanging out with some puppies in a tank. We've been doing good pretty much all around, and now we're on the final offensive as the Russians trying to push for the Americans' last cap. And we're just trying to give them some supporting fire. We know that there's an Abrams somewhere. Before we know it, there's a tank shell that comes in on the right. I call incorrectly that it came from the left. I give direct compass direction. I turn the main armor towards its direction. I reverse down into this little hill. And now I know roughly where he is. The term jockey, by the way, is when in a tank to back down over a ridge and then move along the ridge to pop up in a different spot, basically playing whack-a-mole with a main battle tank. So I'm popping a little bit of smoke as I go, hoping that maybe it'll do something if we are within that Abrams view coming back up over their eyes. Now I know that he's not going to see us. I've got good forward mobility with the T-72, so I'm just going to use that to my advantage. I've got a nice little plateauish area here. I'm just going to kick in high gear, and we're just going to get up and moving. It's not there. It was further south than that.
I got the other squads looking for him.
He's way far south. The squad leader's doing correct. He's trying to get the other squads of infantry to look for this tank. He's going to be towards our south. He's going to be to our southeast now, probably like 170 something. That's just the feeling I got from the shots when we were fired on. So pull up here nice and slow. No, he was more towards like the 150 now. No, I got eyes. 180. I spot him here. 800 meters. Depression. Engage enemy tank. Me trying to be fancy, I know. So he hits. T-72 doesn't have great gun depression, and that tank's going further down. So I'm trying to push down the hill to keep giving the gunner gun depression. If I was in Abrams, I would have still probably had to pull forward, but maybe not as extreme.
He's on fire.
150, 150.
He'll blow.
Load it. I need
Hit him again. And before you know it, we've turned the tables. That Abrams was very tunnel visioned on our previous spot after it saw us move. It should have been a little bit more cautious about what it did.
He's over on Hilltop.
He's on. Alright, now in this video, there's a T-72 that has identified me and my tank crew, and he's been engaging us. So we're trying to loop around, put ourselves in a little bit more advantageous position. He's been putting rounds into us. We're at a repair station, and now we're trying to loop around on him. And he's keeping good eyes on us. It's hard in the Talil Desert to stay in a constant depression. And I'm thinking about it, and I want a moment to think. Now, just because you're being shot at, it doesn't mean that there's not cover all around you. And you can seek cover and take yourself a moment to stop, think, formulate, positively identify where he is. As you can hear, we're having troubles finding where he is. Alright, so we pull into this little depression.
075-ish.
If you want to get him accurately marked, one of us has to dismount here. Probably the squad leader. Get out your binos, go mark him.
Jetting out, yeah.
Now, as I said, you know, if you're in the opportunity where you can get to cover and you're not sure where you're being engaged from, get the vehicle into cover and just bust out the binos, find them. And this T-72 may also be confused as to where we are because he just saw us hauling, and then all of a sudden, like, you didn't see us anymore.
Yeah, I think the other one was further north.
Let me hop in
There was one
first.
shooting at us here.
There we go. So do you want me to cut hard north towards him? Bouncing ideas off the squad leader right now. A squad leader wasn't quite as experienced as me at tank combat, but he's still really good, so props to him. Had a good gunner too.
Yeah, he's just to the right of the burning up tank. See the fire? Just to the right of it, I see his turret.
I can't get over this.
Trying to give the gunner a partial hull down. You just fired at us. But it's a little difficult with the way the terrain is set there. Using the smoke kicked up, or the dust kicked up by the main gun to try to reposition just a hair.
Yeah, you moved up. I think I hit him once.
You did, that was a good hit.
It's not like we're a small target, but I'm trying to keep us moving. We're hard to miss, but still it's better than to sit utterly static. Now there he is. We're this close, and if I sit static or if I try to pillar with the Abrams, I'm just going to get one shot through the front in that turret ring. Any T-72 gunner worth his salt's going to do that. So if I keep bouncing over the train, I keep moving all awkwardly, I'm going to be hard to hit in that turret ring. Plus, it's a little epic. I try to cut right around him here, so that hopefully he wouldn't be prepared for it, and we could slip around on him, but instead, he's smart enough to keep his main armor towards us. I just say hell with it. I just run into him, keep trying to mess with that gunner, and there we go. We were able to pry enough pressure to him, to the direct front, that maybe didn't necessarily utterly panic, but it flustered him enough that we were able to fucking push him to the front, just knock him out. Now in this video, I've been an infantryman. I've been watching this Bradley come up. What's important to remember here is that if you're in a vehicle, you're loud, and the infantry is going to start to identify you before you're actually to the cap. So if you're going to push a cap, you know, don't do what this crewman does here, where he dismounts to try to get up the binos like we did in the previous video, but he's too close to the cap, and it's just infantry like me around, and we'll just drop you. So if you're going to hop out and do that, you know, just make sure that you're far enough away from the cap point. Otherwise, bad shit like that's going to happen. And now this Bradley's, you know, blind. He's going to be engaged by this anti-tank. And before you know it, we've relayed his position. He should have known that our T-72 is up here. You didn't get to see, but the T-72 engaged another U.S. vehicle just a little bit ago. So there's no reason that this Bradley shouldn't have known that the T-72 is here. And now he's trying to book. He's lost a crewman, he's been hitting the ass, and I'm pretty sure he heard the diesel engine on the T-72. He's running from the T-72 like a little bitch.
I would too, man. I would too.
And before you know it, it costs him. T-72's after him like white on rice. He's at it.
Abrams.
Now this clip isn't very long, but it shows the importance of, in the commander seat, your job is to look around and identify what's happening around you, because otherwise, a dude will try to sneak up to you like this and try to make you his lunch. I saw that dude. He's literally like 5 feet from the right of our vehicle. And with this clip and today's tutorial-ish video, I hope to do in the future a little bit more clearly defined and formal tutorial video going into some of the subtleties of actually utilizing the vehicles instead of just some combat footage, and explaining my thought process as I get in the middle of combat. And for now, I leave you guys with this tow video at the very end. This is my first kill with the tow ATGM on a T-72. If you guys like the content, let me know. If you have any suggestions for what I could be doing a little bit better, I'm sure that there's plenty of room for improvement. Also let me know. And if you really liked it, like it, subscribe it, and I'm always putting up videos. May not be multiple days throughout the week, but at least once a week there's a new video coming out. Hope to hear from you guys, and I'll leave you with this. I'm floating around trying to get people to help me fucking build a backup fob. Here, yeah, get that fucking thing up. We got a T-72 cooking on the road up there. Dig. Alright, I'm throwing one in the tube. Build up those sandbags, dead front. I got eyes on T-72, clear back blast.
Are we attacking or defending? We're attacking, right?
Well, that back
No, we're
Fuck.
defending.
In the back.
Keep shooting.
Stop digging this one bag, you gotta let me out.
He fucking ran past like a motherfucker.
One confirm, are we building an FOB up on the hill?
Yeah, they're putting a firebase up there.
He's hit once.
Yeah, we got one going in.
T-72's been hit once by tow. No, don't engage it with the 50 cal. Don't engage it with the 50 cal. It'll fuck you up. Tow's loaded.
We're already out of supplies, to be honest.
T-72 down. T-72 down. T-72 down.